Hey y'all, I'm the Sovereign Woman. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to pop in and kind of give my opinion on the Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo controversy. I'm a little late to the party, but I just decided to talk about this because I've been seeing a lot of videos and content on the way that Cynthia jumped in to help or save Ariana Grande from some guy who was perceived as a threat at how because of how he came at her. And they're like, this is exactly why black women are so masculine. This is why the world sees black women as masculine. And a lot of them have been suggesting that those two are in some kind of lesbian relationship, or that black women need to stop coming to the aid of other people, so on and so forth. And that's been kind of irritating me just a little bit. And I'm going to tell you guys why. First and foremost, this society is going to see black women as masculine no matter what the fuck we do. If every black woman on the planet decided to display more feminine qualities and walking around and everybody was all just feminine, they will still consider us to be masculine. Or they'll just come up with a whole new stereotype. They'll just come up with a whole new trope. So in other words, I don't think we should really give a fuck about that. I tell people all the time, whenever a man say I'm masculine because I don't want to be married or I don't want to have kids or I cuss too much or whatever, I'm like, well, I'm masculine. I'm a masculine bitch. That's my answer. I don't care that society sees black women as masculine. That has never been a problem for me any more than I care about white racist white people saying the N-word. Like, it doesn't affect me. And I think when you have high self-esteem and when you know who you are and you walk in your truth, certain things like that just won't bother you. Like, because I literally don't care. My blood pressure or nothing, it doesn't do anything when a racist white person uses the N-word, for an example. It does nothing. I sit there and I laugh at them. And it's the exact same thing when men call black women masculine. Now, I don't know if Ariana and Cynthia have some kind of secret relationship, like an actual like lesbian relationship or not. A lot of people seem to believe that. I'm not saying that it's not true, but I'm definitely not going to go off of people suspecting that. They do seem very close. I mean, they've done movies together. They spend a lot of time together. They seem very close. And I remember when I had a best friend, we did everything together. We went everywhere together. We're always like, if one was there, the other one was there. We always had each other's back. And people accused us of being lesbians. And neither one, we were like way too boy crazy to be lesbians. Like, but people who truly knew us knew that we were not lesbians. But there were a lot of people that was like, y'all got some kind of relationship. And I'm like, we're just like sisters. Like, the way you would see two close sisters, and I'm talking about sisters with the same mom and dad or with the same parents or whatever, and they're really close, that is how friendships with women can be when the friendship is genuine, when y'all are really close, when you really care about somebody. So the very fact that I know people spread rumors about me and it wasn't true, I am not quick to believe that that is the case for them. Same thing with Oprah and Gail. That's another couple that everybody swore up and down that they are lesbian lovers. And here's the thing. I'm not sitting here saying that either of these couples or either of these women are not lesbian couples. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I would need actual proof. But people's speculations is not enough for me to be like, oh, I think they're lesbian. Because like, really? And I think a lot of women in particular will jump to that conclusion because I think maybe out of jealousy, because you don't have true friends like that and you wish you did, maybe. Because I feel like if you've ever had a true friend like that, or if you have true friends like that now, then you will know that it's possible that women can be cool and tight like that without there being any type of sexual chemistry or anything. Y'all are just sisters. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Cynthia and Ariana, you know, her jumping in to quote unquote save her, being seen as masculine is so annoying because it suggests that if you are out with your friend and you don't do something, if you're black, you're not supposed to help your white friends or your Asian friends or whatever because you're going to be seen as masculine. I feel like that you're not really a friend. If you are walking down a red carpet or walking down the street or walking in the mall or anywhere at the club, wherever you are with your friend and you see some kind of threat coming towards your friend and you don't do anything and instead you look around and say, well, where are her bodyguards? You don't give a fuck about that person. Because I refuse to believe that in that moment when you see a perceived threat coming towards your friend, that if you actually give a fuck about them, you're not going to be sitting around thinking, like, in that moment, you're literally going to figure out what you can do to save that person. Like, what can I do? I'm going to jump in. I'm going to stop this from happening. In that moment, it's a split second decision. It's like fight or flight, right? And what y'all are suggesting is that black women automatically go into flight mode with somebody that they consider to be their friend. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't want a friend like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't necessarily want my friend to put herself in harm's way for me either, you know, especially when hindsight is 2020 and you think back on the situation. But in that moment, if you're sitting there like, well, where are her bodyguards? Like, really? And that's the problem that I have. I don't know what kind of relationship they have. They do seem close, but I don't see their closeness as being in a lesbian relationship. Now, it could come out in the future that they really are together. And I personally don't see the problem with it. There's only like what, a 6-year age difference between the two. Like, whatever, who cares, right? I think they would be a weird couple. I don't think that would be kind of weird. But I just get sister vibes from them. I'm protecting you like my little sister. That's the vibe I get. And like I said, I will be the first to admit if I'm wrong and it comes out that they are together. But I really think it's dangerous that black women are, first of all, worried about people calling us masculine. I don't know why y'all still care what people think about us in 2025. Like, I really don't know what it's going to take to raise the self-esteem and the confidence of black women as a collective. Because there is no way in the world you should be going through your life caring what people think at this point in the game. I'm sorry. Especially if you are 30 and up. Like, why do you care? And like I said, in this society, people are going to stereotype the fuck out of us anyway, no matter what we do. We can all turn into feminine queens, resting in our softness tomorrow as an entire group, and they will just find something else. Then we'll all be lesbians. Then we'll all be bull daggers, as they used to say back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They'll find a way. They will find a way because collectively, this country is like extremely jealous of black women in general. They're jealous of our resilience, our strength, our beauty. They're paying thousands of dollars to go get bodies that we already have naturally for the most part, right? And then they'll turn around and clown us and try to keep us at the bottom of the totem pole because they know that if they didn't show their hatred towards us, how we would rise above everybody. And you're supposed to go through your life as a black woman knowing that you have risen above everybody anyway. I'm not trying to be funny. Just don't get caught in certain traps, maybe. But at the end of the day, you can still come back from the traps. I just don't think we should care. I personally don't give a damn. I'm going to preach on my platforms that y'all stop giving a damn. You have no idea how much freer your life will be when you stop caring what men think, society thinks, and anybody else that don't serve us anyway. Y'all walking around caring about what black men as a collective think of us when the vast majority of them don't even fucking like you because you're black. They blame their mothers for birthing them into a system where they are the bottom of the totem pole as well. Right above us, but still at the bottom. They blame their mothers for that. Whether they do it subconsciously or consciously, doesn't really matter. The very fact that a lot of these men can get on social media and talk about black, ignorant, bald-headed bitches and blah, blah, blah on a regular basis proves that they hate their own mothers. They hate their own mothers. Because there's no way you love your mother and love your sisters and your auntie and your grandmother saying that type of stuff about black women. And y'all are still sitting out there caring what black men think. That is the dumbest shit ever. We should be past that point. But let alone the rest of the world, who cares? Well, I ain't gonna say the rest of the world, because the rest of the world is not as racist as the white people over here in this country are. They're not. They don't. You can go to plenty of places and they don't even think about black people. They're not creating structures around their housing and around government help and around the medical system to exclude black people the way that they do here in the US. Like, they don't care. You're just another human being to them. Like, and I'm not saying that there's not racism everywhere. Of course there's racism everywhere. There's hatred everywhere. There's self-hating black people everywhere. There's white people who don't like Asians everywhere. They exist everywhere. But it's just not as profound in other places like it is in the US. So I don't give a damn about this country like that. I really don't. And I you know, we can move out, or we can stay here and just like don't let it bother you as much as you can. But anyway, that's all I had to say about this. I'm gonna say it again. It could come out that they are a couple. That could happen. She might leave her boyfriend. Ariana might leave her boyfriend, who I think the guy she was dating left his baby mama or left his pregnant girlfriend to be with her or something. I can't remember the exact story. And you know, she's going to end up getting what's coming to her eventually. I mean, because, and not necessarily because she's a bad person, but just because most men are treacherous. She don't realize that if a man could do that to his baby mama, he could do it to you too. Right? She just doesn't realize that. A lot of times when women get their so-called comeuppance, it's not necessarily because the woman is a bad person. A lot of times it's just men are just treacherous. Because at the end of the day, every type of woman has been done wrong by every type of man. So, you know, when we talk about who's getting karma, we can't really say that, because at the end of the day, all women are getting the exact same results. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much money you got, what you look like. None of that matters. Women are getting dogged out regardless. So, you know, maybe she left that man and maybe she's working on something with Cynthia. That could be the case. I'll be the first to say that could be the case. But it also might not be the case. And therefore, if that is her girlfriend, that would make more sense for her to want to protect her. But if they're just friends, that still makes sense that she would want to protect her. And if you are a black woman who claim to have a white girl friend, a white woman as a friend, and you're like, well, her bodyguards were supposed to do that. Girl, you are not a friend. Okay? And go sit your ass over in the corner. And I will say that to black women, white women, Chinese women, all y'all can get it. Everybody can get it. Yes, black women have a unique situation in this society and we have to move differently. But I don't think we should move differently when it comes to our friends, people we claim to love. And that's all I got to say about that. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about the Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo situation. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think because she's black, she's not supposed to jump to the aid of a white girl because it's going to make her look masculine, even if that's supposed to be her friend? Or do you say, hey, I'm black, I ain't got no white friends. Fuck them. Whatever you think, whatever you believe, leave your comments below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will